Hey guys, and welcome at Test and Review. Today we're here with the Samsung A53, Galaxy A53 smartphone, and it's time to give you a feedback that is probably after around 2 years of using the Galaxy A53. And yeah, it is time to share some thoughts about this smartphone after extensively using during this period. But before we proceed, let me kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really need your support to grow this channel in order to post more quality content like this and of course improve it for you guys. I'd love to upload more products that I have reviewed, but I really need your support, so hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. So without further ado, this is my A53 that I have been using for the past 2 years, but it was time to upgrade. There are a couple of main reasons why I decided to upgrade from this smartphone. First of all, the memory of 128 gigabytes wasn't enough for my needs. I needed a smartphone with more memory, even though many consumers these days are relying entirely on the cloud and they're having all of their content stored and backup on the cloud. I still rely on internal memory, and one of the key reasons to switch to another Samsung Galaxy smartphone was because of the limited memory of 128 gigabytes. Another thing that I really wanted improved were the cameras. The camera performance, don't get me wrong, the A53 has good cameras, but that's all. Low light performance is close to horrible, even though there's an adequate night mode from Samsung. It's just the cameras that cannot do any good, not to mention outstanding job. And that was another key factor that drove me into changing the A53 for another smartphone. I have made probably couple of thousand of photos with the A53, so I have good feedback from this smartphone. It has optical stabilization when shooting and recording videos, which is a good thing. The 4K video performance is adequate on good light, in good lighting conditions, so the cameras are adequate for a smartphone in this price point. But for content creators, those that are using smartphones instead of mirrorless cameras or DSLRs and are relying on these smartphone cameras, would not be able to create and generate quality content out of this smartphone. So the other thing that I wanted, probably because I'm still not sure improved, is the screen. It's not a bad screen by any means, but Samsung offers better screen in their S series, and I've previously owned Galaxy Note and S smartphones, and they have much better AMOLED displays. Right now the battery is drained and probably you don't see much from the display on this smartphone. It's good, but it's not awesome. The good thing on the other side, having such display compared to, let's say, S22 Ultra, is that it didn't drain the battery. It has a 5000 milliampere battery, and it has a very adequate battery performance, especially compared to a smartphone that I've used, the S22 Ultra, which cannot handle battery stress very well. Unfortunately, I read of a lot of customer complaints. It also has a 5000 milliampere battery, but the S22 Ultra drains the battery way faster than the A53. So that's a good point about the A53. It has smaller dimension, bigger battery, and it lasts. For those of you who are relying on making a lot of calls throughout the day, browsing and using extensively their smartphone, you would appreciate this lower performance out of the display, the cameras, and all of that. Other than that, I'm extremely glad with how the A53 handled a lot of the tasks that I did with it. That being using the Bluetooth to connect it to my car infotainment system, playback music, using Google Maps synced with my Android Auto navigation, browsing the internet, all the connection options, the multimedia worked perfectly fine on the A53. So good job Samsung on making a mid-range phone that performs adequately. Of course, saying this, I still need better performance from the cameras, and also some better performing hardware, not only the internal storage, but a bit more RAM that I appreciate in my new smartphone. It has 20 gigs of RAM, which of course I assume that drains the battery quite faster compared to the A53, but that these are my needs these days. So the A53 is not a bad smartphone by any means. By the way, that is a cracked cover on the top of the phone. Other than that, I believe that it would be perfectly fine underneath. The rear is scratched around the cameras, but I assume that was due to the extensive usage in my pocket, taking in and out all the time, caused this. Probably you see these scratches around the camera. Other than that, as you see, it's in pretty good shape. I used this cover from the very beginning, just a regular cover, not very good looking, but that's the cover, the case that I've been using. And yeah, I'm quite satisfied with the performance from the A53, but needed better performance. I'm looking forward to the new models in the Samsung A series. If they manage to implement better performing cameras, especially in low light, I might go back to the A series, because I appreciate the smaller form factor. They're lighter compared to some S models, and the performance is very, very, very good. So those of you who don't rely entirely on their smartphone cameras for generating content for the social networks and social medias, I would recommend the A53. Probably the A54 is a good upgrade, but the big battery, the adequate connection options that you can rely on, and the mid-range hardware that's embedded in this device make it a very, very solid competitor for those who are looking for a second-hand smartphone on the budget. Of course, if you guys have any questions about this phone, I'll be happy to answer in the comments below. I'll also post a link in the description where you'll find more info about the smartphone in testproductreview.com, where you can find more interesting reviews. Once again, I kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications from my channel. And thank you for stopping by, and I will see you soon. Bye bye, guys.